All right, everyone, thank you for joining today's webinar. Today we're going to talk about JDE or ERP, just think broadly ERP, but specifically we're going to use JDE as the example today, how that integrates well with Oracle Sales and Service Cloud as a CRM and an integrated solution to provide a little bit more insight and a lot more outcome for your business as you integrate these two systems. So go ahead and start off with some introductions. We're going to go through a few things here. Again, we'll talk about introduction in just a second, but we're going to talk about JDE integration overview, and then we'll actually show you a Sales and Service Cloud demo here, and then we'll take some questions and answers at the end. As I mentioned just a minute ago, feel free at any point in the webinar to add your questions in the chat dialog box. You can see that on the bottom of your screen. Just open that up and pop it in there. We'll make sure to get to those at the end of the webinar. We're planning on this webinar being about 30 minutes. That includes the Q&A, so we'll keep this short and sweet and help you get back to the rest of your day. And of course, if you have questions, again, throw them down in that chat box. So we'll go ahead and introduce the team that's on the call today. My name is Mitch Daly. I'm the Director of Sales of CX Sales and Engage team here at Helix Business Solutions. Joining me is our VP of CX and Sales. He runs our CX and Sales and Engage practice, Ryan Brewer, and a Senior Sales Consultant, Bobby Mensch, who will also be demoing the Oracle Sales and Service Cloud solution for us later on in today's presentation. So real quick, before we move into that, I just want to talk briefly about who Helix is. You might be wondering who are these guys on the other end of this phone call. We are world-class Oracle CX Cloud implementation partners. And so we come from a broad history, a 10-year pedigree of experience with everything Oracle CX and all systems that integrate with it. We bring a tremendous amount of value because we are a little bit smaller than the bigger system implementers, which allows us to be nimble and also flexible to your business needs and outcomes. We also understand a lot of, as you'll see in just a minute, we understand a lot of different industries and use cases that we've seen that we can help you navigate your journey and path with CX and how to best get and leverage the data from your JDE system. We also have plenty of referenceable customers who have success with Helix in doing exactly the process that we're going to talk about today on this webinar. And we have many strong partnerships. So when you work with Helix, we bring to the table a broad set of skill sets that we can help you, again, navigate any use case or any challenge that your business is facing. So we'll go ahead and advance to the next slide, and just so you can get a high-level overview of the industries, the customers that we've worked with, our clients. Here's just a select sample of some of those brands that we work with every day at Helix and help them navigate not only their CX customer experience journey and creating world-class experiences for their customers, but we also help them navigate their data management solutions as well. So with that, I'm going to introduce Ryan Brewer. Again, Ryan's our VP of CX Sales and Engage here at Helix Business Solutions, and he's going to talk a little bit more specifically now about the JD Edwards integration point. So Ryan?
Thanks, Mitch. Like Mitch said, the purpose of this webinar is to understand how JDE can integrate into Oracle Sales and Service Cloud. It's an integration that we found to be really successful. It brings a lot of return on investment to our customers, and really the time and cost that it takes to implement a new CRM system from Oracle and with the JDE really is pretty quick and very affordable. Our pedigree, we understand a lot of the industries that JDE was designed for. When you talk that manufacturing, the high-tech industries where JDE really shines, is something that we've built over and over and over again. And we've been doing CRM myself. I've been doing CRM since probably about 2005, and with Sales Cloud and JDE since about 2012. So it's something that we're really experienced with. We probably have over 100+ implementations of JDE, and we've integrated a lot of different ways for a lot of different companies. So really quickly, when we talk JDE integrating into Oracle Sales and Service Cloud, these are our typical integration points. One of the most popular and most fundamentally ROI is a sales order history. So now your sales users can go into CRM and they can immediately see all of their sales order history for any account that they have without having to go into JDE. It gives them that location where they can now have that single pane of glass. They can stay inside of one system, not only seeing all the CRM data, now seeing all of the JDE data. So sales order history, customer master, and product catalog, those are probably our top 3 integration points. But adding on to those, we'll see a lot of customers, they want to know, what is their credit limit? Are they on credit hold? What is their, net 30, 60, 90? So we can bring over customer financial data. And one great thing when you bring that into CRM, you don't have to give that data access to everybody. You may have a credit department or certain sales managers that want to have view to the financial information, but you don't give that to everybody. So there's a lot of flexibility in permissions and visibility through CRM where we can allow that data to be visible to a select few. Another very popular one is customer pricing. So we know that JDE typically handles a lot of the pricing, from your basic pricing to advanced pricing. There's some great models in JDE, and we don't want to necessarily take away from that. So we can integrate that pricing so people can actually be working on quotes inside of a CRM using your live pricing data without having to go look at some charts or go into JDE to do their quoting. They can actually do all of their quoting inside of a CRM. And then just really quickly, a few of the other ones that we'll do is we'll actually bring in invoices. If you've got quota and territories inside of JDE, we'll do that. Contacts and leads that can come from JDE. And then ultimately, really any of the data that's inside of JDE can be integrated into CRM. And using the BI tools that comes with CRM, we can then report on all that data in a lot of different ways. So it really gives you the ability to have that 360-degree view of all of your data in one location. So really quickly, I won't spend too much time on our methodology, but we do have a couple of different methodologies that we work with depending on the situation. It can be as simple as what we call our temp table methodology, where we use, for those that understand JDE and the lingo, F55 tables, where we'll use your resources to build out the data into those temp tables. And then we'll use web services to bring that data back and forth from and to Oracle Sales and Service Cloud. Depending on the situation, Oracle has some great integration products called Integration Cloud. That's another way that we can use a cloud-based integration tool to allow your data to go back and forth, and maintaining that security. That's always important to make sure that we're using your security policies and making sure your data is always locally kept safe for you. One other piece that I wanted to touch on, we could spend a whole webinar on customer data management, but we won't spend all much time on it, but I just wanted to kind of touch on it briefly. So as part of Oracle Sales and Service Cloud, CDM is actually included with it, which really becomes your central repository of the golden record. We understand that JDE will be the master of data for all the data that it contains, and we don't want to take over that master record from JDE. But as we bring in data from other systems, from JDE, from spreadsheets, if you've got customer portals, whatever that data is, Oracle Sales and Service Cloud can maintain all of that data. It can monitor the data quality. It can help, deduping, just maintaining a great management of data. And then that allows other systems, if we have multiple points of integrations besides JDE, at those other systems, it may be Marketing Cloud, it may be CPQ, they can all use that data coming from all these other systems that has now been tied together, and now you have that great golden record that any system can use. So with that, I brought with me today Bobby Minch, one of our senior sales consultants. He also works on the delivery side. He project manages and delivers Oracle Sales and Service Cloud. So I'm going to now turn the time over to him to go through a quick demo. Again, we've kept this demo short. We wanted to just give you a quick overview. Our intent is then to talk to you one-on-one to answer any questions, then start building out a great demo for your individual company. But this will give you a great overview of that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my share now. And Bobby, if you'd like to go ahead and take over.
Sounds good. Are you seeing it?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for the intro. So this is what we call Oracle Sales and Service Cloud, and I may refer to it as Oracle Engagement Cloud that was recently renamed. So you'll see that in some of those diagrams that you saw. But this is just a demo environment. Here's the home page of what Oracle Sales and Service Cloud looks like. And typically you wouldn't see quite as many objects as I'm seeing here on the screen. And most of our focus today is going to be on these top 5 objects here, okay? And really most of my time, out of the time that's allotted, it will be spent on accounts, okay? So the different objects here, we've got accounts that are, those are typically your businesses, your customers, your prospects. These are the businesses that you do work with on a daily basis, or that your reps do, right? Contacts are obviously people, so an account or a business can have several different people at that location, and depending on their job title, the reps may reach out to them for different reasons, right? So you capture that here. Leads are really, those are your interest. You know, that if you go to like a convention or whatever, you could pull a bunch of potential contacts or businesses from that. Maybe they give you their business cards or whatever they may be, and you can load those into this leads object. There's a lot of cool functionality built into that leads object in regards to, you know, if we're talking big numbers of leads, you can have, you know, some territory management put together so it can auto-assign these leads based on the territories of your reps. That information can, you know, save a lot of time in keeping track of that data and making sure that the right reps are getting the leads that they need. You can also work those leads, qualify them, and convert them to an opportunity if the time is right and, you know, all the data is in that needs to be, and that it's looking good. You can convert those to opportunities, and opportunities really are what track the you know, that's your pipeline, right? So anything with revenue amounts or whatnot, those details based on, you know, the sales stage of those opportunities, how it's progressing, when the close dates are, all of those details feed into, you know, your pipeline. So you can see, okay, what kind of revenue could we expect in the next quarter or the next year, right? Okay. And then activities, those are, you know, it's pretty standard. They are, you know, you can use the activities object as a to-do list. You create your activities for yourself or for others. The other thing that's really nice about the activities is if you're not aware, there's an Outlook plugin for Oracle Sales and Service Cloud, and each of those emails can integrate right into here and related to your accounts, your contacts, or leads, opportunities. Any of those emails can integrate in without your reps having to do any additional work. Okay, so all of that information can be tracked here, along with, you know, your Outlook calendar can populate into activities as appointments that are coming up, right? So your reps really can, you know, manage their data from, you know, one system. Okay, so if I were to go ahead and jump into accounts, and we want to tie this back into, you know, how this relates to JDE and how it can relate. And a big use case is a lot of our clients will feed their JDE information, their sales order history, and all those data points that Ryan discussed. They'll feed them into here related to their customers, and then they can, you know, that empowers your reps to be able to just pull up a list and say, okay, let me see, you know, all the accounts that I have that I've sold to with these particular item numbers, right? It allows them to have all that data in one place. Maybe they're planning to make a visit to one of their accounts to make another potential sale, and they want to see all the details without having to go to JDE or look at all their spreadsheets. They could have it all in this one system. Okay, so when I navigate to accounts, and this is pretty standard across all the different objects, you're going to see a list view like this. Okay, and this allows them to see, certain data points. It's very clear, very crisp, and then there's also some built-in, search capabilities that allow reps to, add as many filters and data points as they want. They can create their own lists and be able to see, if there's a certain list, maybe they want to look at all their accounts in a particular city or state, or with a particular industry, right? They can build those lists, save those lists, and then they can run by default every time they go there. So it makes it very streamlined for them, a lot less clicking that they have to do to get the proper list and see the right data. Now, if I jump into this ABC company, this is I guess a sample, a test account here. And you'll notice a couple things about it, right? So I've got ABC company, but I also have an account number here. This is pulling in directly from JDE, the related account, okay, from JDE. So it pulls in the account number, which allows the reps, a lot of times the reps know their account numbers, they can search on those. So one example, if I go back, I'll jump back just real quick. If I wanted to search by account number real quick, right, I could go 439 and hit enter, and it's going to pull up the account that I'm looking for. Okay, so there's some really quick search that they can do based off of just having that JDE account number in there. Okay, from this view, this is intended to give the rep as much information as possible in one place, right? So I'm at my account level, I see the primary contact, who I want to reach out to, right? I see the address, and then I can even see some details regarding some of their sales order history data that's coming into there. Another piece over here on the right, we call these infolets, just little glimpses of information. So I can see right from this view that I've got an open opportunity with them. I've got some activities that I haven't completed yet. Okay, so I've got some open ones. And then one of the things we haven't talked about yet, but it's in the name of the product, is Oracle Sales and Service Cloud, is the service request functionality. There's a whole, it really is a full-blown service side of the system where you've got your SRs, your queues, you can have auto assignments, there's a knowledge base, and if you want to get real crazy, you can do the customer portal and chat and all that good stuff. So that is also available to you with the Oracle Sales and Service Cloud. So again, from this view, I can see all of this basic information, where they're from, some major details, and all of these are customizable, right? But I can also see that I've got an open service request. So maybe I'm going to be, going to visit this ABC company. I want to be aware that they've made a service request with us. There's an issue that hasn't been resolved, right? The more I know when I go to visit them, the better off I'll be. Okay. And then the way that the navigation of this works is over here along the left. Any of the children, I guess, or related objects are accessible from here. So let's say we're integrating, some sales order history data into our accounts. Well, over here on the left, I've got a sales order history tab, and I can click into that. And from this view, right, from a couple clicks, I can see all of the orders that they've purchased. And again, all of these fields, all these lists, they're all filterable, all searchable, okay, to make the most sense per requirements, okay? But if I wanted to see a few more details about these sales orders, I can jump right into the record, and I can see a lot of the details about the description, the item that they purchased, when it was scheduled to ship, and when it actually went out, right? So a lot of value that comes into here, okay? And then if you have questions, I'm happy to cover any more of these items over here, right? If you have multiple service requests, you'd see them in a list view similar to this, okay? Team, that allows other reps that are, working the same account to work together. Anyway, all those details. But what I really want to get into now is the mobile app that comes with Oracle Sales and Service Cloud. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this over. This is my actual phone. so I apologize if any notifications come through. But when you first drill into the CX Cloud mobile app, it pulls up, and we can change the default, but it pulls up your calendar. Okay, so if you have any appointments coming up, you can see them from this view. Okay, and navigation is pretty straightforward. If I want to navigate to my accounts, I go to the accounts object, and here I can see any of the details within here, right? Some really nice things about this is, okay, anything I guess that comes with a mobile app's features, right? So I can click on here and say, let's navigate to this account, right? If I'm going to see these accounts, I want to navigate to them. I can easily do that with a click, okay? And if I do directions, it's going to take me hours to get there. So let me go back. Okay, so it's just using the Google Maps when I did that. The other thing that's cool here is if anytime you see a primary contact and it's got this circle over here, I can click on that circle and it pulls me up all of the actions that I can take with this particular contact, right, Mike Ross. I can navigate to him, I can text him, give him a phone call, or I can send him an email. Okay, so let's say I gave him a phone call. Okay, so it takes me to here. I called. I go back to the app, and it says, "You called Mike Ross. Would you like to log it?" And of course I do. I want the details of that call within here. I can relate that activity to any of the records that it might relate to, and lucky enough for me, it populates, the account information, a lot of the details that I don't have to fill out. So then at that point, all I got to do is fill out the description of that call, what we discussed, and hit save. Okay. Ultimately, again, empowering your reps to make, updates, keep track of their activities. With the mobile app and with the Outlook plugin, there's no reason why, their activities shouldn't be captured and related. Okay. Nice thing about this, and this is just a demo version of the app, but the related items down here coincide with what you saw in the application. So if we are integrating, sales order history data from JDE, you can see those related orders right from here. Another nice feature is this can be run offline. So if reps get out of service or anything, they're not, stuck in the water. They have access to all of this data still. They can still log calls and all that good stuff. And then as soon as they, connect to internet again, all of that information will sync up to the cloud. So, okay. And then Ryan briefly mentioned that there's the Oracle BI is actually part of the purchase of Oracle Sales and Service Cloud, and due to just data security, and not wanting to show too much of our client stuff, but this is just a sample of a report that we built. This is an opportunity report, and along with everything that's feeding into this particular this graph, I guess, there's a lot of data points that you can capture and run those on. So what a lot of our clients will do, just because that you do get the full-blown Oracle BI with this, a lot of clients will integrate their ERP data into the CRM just for the reporting purposes, just to be able to build, some really cool, comparative analysis from, previous years and how they're doing. How does the current pipeline look compared to previous years' sales? And then, how's the forecast and quotas and all that good stuff. So anyway, Ryan, I don't know if there's anything else that you want me to touch on. I think I've covered what I had. So.
No, that's great. I appreciate it, Bobby, for taking a quick moment to give us this demo. We've had a couple of questions come through. We had an ask about Outlook integration, and Bobby did touch on that. We do have a full Outlook integration. It allows you to maintain Outlook as that communication method for email. And as you receive emails from certain customers that are already inside of CRM, then it'll allow you to keep that immediately in sync. So if you get an email, you'll be able to see that inside of CRM. Let's see, we had another question about contracts. How can you keep contracts inside of CRM? And the answer is yes, there is the ability, a couple different ways you can integrate. We actually have additional products that can actually do your contracts for you. But simply, if you just want to look at a customer and you just upload a PDF document, absolutely, that's included with it. You can add those contracts right to that customer, so anybody else can go look at the contracts. They could be pricing sheets, they could be pricing terms, they could be everything from delivery instructions. On the service side, we've got customers that, as they have an issue that's raised, they can actually attach pictures of whatever issue might be raised there. But absolutely, we can handle customer contracts. Another one that was asked was about the BI tool. Bobby showed a little bit about what was capable there. The tool that comes with Oracle Sales and Service Cloud is an enterprise top-notch BI solution. It's actually Oracle's OBIEE engine, which if anybody knows or familiar with it, it is one of the top reporting engines out there. And that's actually included as part of your package with Oracle Sales and Service Cloud. And that allows you to create your own reports. As we bring in data from JDE, you'll be able to create combined reports with JDE data, with your CRM data, and any other data. You'll be able to create those reports. Let alone, it comes with about 200 reports right out of the box that, as you're using the data that's already inside of CRM, you'll be able to utilize those reports. And you can modify those reports as needed. It's a great way to start your baseline of reports. Other than that, the only other questions that I see is about JD integration and really where that data can reside, and really it resides where we need it to reside. So if we're talking customer data, we'll put that at the account piece. If there's opportunity data, we can bring that in and it can reside wherever we need to. So the flexibility inside the system really allows us to bring all of your JD data, whatever makes sense to be representative for your sales customers. We can put that wherever it needs to be. And with that, I don't see any other questions in our webinar chat.
Ryan, I do see kind of a follow-on there, just asking about the ability to create reminders, tasks, etc. for salesmen.
Oh, great, yeah. So that's actually a very basic piece of Oracle Sales and Service Cloud. So absolutely, you can create reminders for your salespeople to do all sorts of things. It could be a reminder to make a phone call. If they've got an opportunity that hasn't been touched in the last 30 days, it can put up a reminder saying, here's a stale opportunity that hasn't been touched. It can give out warnings saying, this opportunity was due last month and it wasn't closed. We need to reevaluate. It can do simple ones, just like task management. It says, you need to do this thing here. The other thing it can help you do, which is a little bit more intelligence, is actually during the opportunity section. When you have an opportunity, there's what's called Sales Coach inside of an opportunity, which helps you create your processes inside of here. So, if during the discovery phase, they need to fill out a requisition form and they need to get engineering involved and they need to get a product manager involved, it'll have those steps listed for them saying, these are the things you need to do. And then if it goes to negotiation stage, it'll say, here's the steps that you need to do. You need to get approval from your manager for this, and you need to now get product to sign off on the customization. So not only can you help remind your sales users of what they need to do, you can help enforce your sales processes inside of Oracle Sales and Service Cloud by using the Sales Coach inside of opportunities.
Right. Another question from just a different channel is kind of the timeline that it takes to set up Oracle Sales and Service Cloud, and then also make everything talk with the integrations to JD Edwards. Is there a good timeline to say, or is it case by case?
It is case by case, but generally, we've seen a lot of different implementations. So, on the quick end, for a very basic installation, that's typically about a 3-month process. Typically, what slows us down is how quickly the customer can run with this. And if they've got all the team together and they've got all the resources ready to go, then we can be fairly quick on it. But typically, you'll see implementations taking about 16 weeks. So 4 to 6 months is kind of a typical implementation, and 4 months is typical. The 6-month one, that's when it gets really complex. You'll see some more complex implementations, but typically safe to say is about 4 to 6 months.
Excellent. Just one more opportunity for anyone to ask questions through the chat box there. Sure appreciate both you, Ryan, and Bobby's time today and preparing this presentation for us to help us get a better look at what's possible, leveraging JD Edwards data, and then using Oracle Sales and Service Cloud as a CRM and central point to help interpret that data using the powerful BI tool that comes with Oracle Sales and Service Cloud. Appreciate the questions from the participants. I don't see any more coming in. So with that, feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Mitch Staley here at Helix, an account manager, sales director. I can help navigate any more questions that you might have about what you've seen on today's presentation, or about any specific questions you have for your business and challenges that you're facing. We look forward to hearing from you. So with that, I think we can go ahead and close this, and wish you all to have a great rest of your day and appreciate your time.